Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are, in fact, not late. We are here on time. It is Carter Shaw here with the Carter Shaw on the Carter Shaw channel with a stream. This is not a Carter Shaw show. This is just a chill stream where I'm going to go over some stuff with you guys, explain some important Carter Shaw lore, tell you guys a little bit about myself if you're new, and just a chill stream while we wait on something bigger because I'm divulging all my attention right now on editing a video of which is going to be a video I think you guys are really going to like. It's my first shot at IRL content. I have taken part in the IRL content. I helped Ella molding and recording for her first video on her channel, but that's really my only experience. But me and Captain Spacement went and shot something at an anime festival, and I'm editing the video right now. I want it to be out by at least Wednesday, although I think I can get it finished tomorrow, maybe, as long as I like don't get distracted because I have time laid out for tomorrow to get that done. As long as I don't get distracted, I should be able to get that out soon. Um, it's just gonna be a bit hard because in case you guys haven't seen, I just posted this on my Instagram story. Let me share a window. I had a photo pulled up here. Give me a minute. Window. How do I share tab? I forgot how to work StreamYard. It's been so long. Share screen. You know what? We're just gonna share. Okay, we're just gonna share this. No, we'll share it right here. So yeah, my um yeah, I dropped my laptop on the carpet. So there was already a bit of a in the top right here, there's already a bit of a thing because I dropped it on like the hardwood floor over in my kitchen because I was making the burger and I dropped it listening to some Kanye. But the whole top half of my screen is now like completely gone because I dropped it on the carpet earlier. Like I was on the way to church and I grabbed my wall from underneath my computer and my laptop just fell on the ground and it made these two big cracks right here. And then I was prepping for stream and I put the webcam where it goes, which is right on top of the computer screen. And this whole top black half right here is now completely black. So I can hardly see my screen. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to window capture real quick and show you guys how I'm going to show you guys what I'm working with, how it looks right now, how scuffed the stream is. Because, it would never be a Carter Shaw stream if it was not scuffed. Yeah, I have like the window pulled down so I can see the entire window, so it's not covered out by the big black box. So that's what my that's what my screen looks like right now. But anyways, I guess we're just gonna go ahead and get on with the stuff. We can never have nice things. It's gonna be hard for me to edit because like I use Filmora for editing and like the preview, which is like very important for me. It's like in the top right of the screen where that is. So it's gonna be very hard for me to like edit. But I mean, we'll just have to try. And then I guess we'll edit the video, and then as soon as I get the video edited and published, I guess I'll see if I can find someone to fix the computer screen so I can get this fixed. Because this is supposed to be my computer for school, in which I didn't start school for certain reasons. But this is supposed to be my computer for college, but um, we're just using it now for either listening to music or making content. But I guess we're also using it as a wrecking machine. I guess that's also what we're using it for. At this point, I should just go chuck it and throw it in the fire or something. I mean, it can't get more damage than it is. But that being said, I used to be in the tech team at school, and computers can get more damage now that I think about it. I've seen some stuff, okay? I've seen some broken computers, okay? This is rookie, okay? This is rookie. Don't go to college. Oh yeah, so true. Little known lore. Uh, I don't know if I should say this, because the college might be watching, but there was a one point in time where I really didn't want to go, and one of the reasons I put what college I was supposed to go to in my bio in hopes that people would report it to their college. That way I wouldn't have to go, because I already like basically agreed with my parents I'd go. But now at this point, it's like I've worked, and I mean, I just want to get ready to do something other than what I'm doing now to actually get started at like a good paying job, one that will start me with a family. I could get involved with a trade, so I was trying to see before college starts if I could find like a trade, and I haven't been able to find one yet. If I could find like an apprenticeship, test it out, test out the waters, and then if I like it, I'll go to trade school. If not, I guess we'll go and start at college. They're basically giving me a full ride to go there, so it's not like I'm losing out on much money. I also have a bunch of money laid out for me to do so. And the campus is nice, people are nice, I have some friends there, so I mean, why not go? But that isn't to say that I don't disagree though, that a lot of people that go to college shouldn't go to college, and that college has been predominated in culture as a way to keep people within this feedback loop of being like the masters over their future, and the way in which they can propagate the people that they want into society by making a prerequisite into being like a functional, a successful person going to college. That way they have this sort of control factor over you that they didn't have before. That way they can, like, before you get into adult world, they can sort of radicalize you into like being like a full-blown homosexual liberal or whatnot. So that way only the homosexual liberals will then be the most successful people in society. That way, they sort of take over the institutions. So, I mean, I'm not gonna disagree that college is like a very problematic thing. However, um, the college I'm going to isn't like that. So, or college I hope to go to, because there's still some things I have to work out with them because of stuff I do online that people don't like. But yeah, there is it is a good school, and I like the campus, and I like a lot of the professors I've met. So I don't think there's gonna be a conflict of interest there. But yeah, there is LCD damage all over my laptop, which is funny, but it's okay. Um, anyways, I guess we'll get on to what we're gonna talk about. Actually, before that, um, I guess we'll talk about weather real quick. Yeah, please pray for everyone in Mississippi. There was recent tornadoes, I think 2 days ago, that was like completely wiped out a couple areas. And there's also there was like hail, severe thunderstorm earlier. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to stream because it was raining like really badly. So just pray for people in Mississippi. I'm fine, and my area is fine. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I know I need a new LCD and it's gonna spread. Yeah, I know. I know how this stuff works, but it doesn't mean I'm going to fix it. I do need it. I have enough money to fix it. I probably should. Anyways, I guess we should go and get started with the video. Before we do, if you're new here, check out the stuff in the description. I have my links there. I need to add a couple of links. I should add my kick. I did a recent kick stream about like 2 weeks ago, and I saved the VOD for that. And I plan to upload the VOD because I thought it was a really good VOD. Like I explained things really well, I feel like, because I was like explaining it to like non-conservatives. I feel like I explained it really well. However, I just haven't done that because you know how I am. I like promise to do something on my channel that I just don't. You know how it is. But I guess we'll go ahead and get on with it. Speaking of scuffed things and being the king of scuffed, um, it's gonna be scuffed. Here we have that's not the right thing. Here we go. StreamYard. Whoa, look at this, guys. We got an iceberg to go through. I know. I'm late to the trend. I know. I'm terrible. I know. You don't have to tell me. I'm like worse than Hitler. I know. I'm pretty bad. But we have this iceberg here, and we're gonna get in with it. There's a lot of lore that people don't know, but you're gonna learn today. There's some things I thought about adding on here that I just didn't because I just don't want to be made fun of for it. But yeah, I'm like the internet boomer, man. Here we're icebergs. It's just like the Joker video. I'm like 2 years late. I'm always late for everything. They always say I'm late and gay whenever I go on these streams because like sometimes I'll show up like 5 minutes late. I'm just late. I'm just a boomer. Might be black too secretly, but don't tell anyone that. That should be in this iceberg too. The fact that I'm black. I don't know if anyone knew that, but I am black. Um, but I guess we'll start with the top the tip of the iceberg here. I've been watching a lot of iceberg videos recently, so that's why I'm doing this, and also because I haven't been paying attention to the news loop, and I need to stream. So Here we go. We got low-hanging content. You're welcome. But ocean spray should be on the iceberg. You're right. I forgot about ocean spray. You're right. I did forget about ocean spray. In case you guys don't know, I'm gonna talk about this. There's this server. It's like an off branch of the Doyle Discord called the Gangster Police State or GPS that I used to be in, and there was something involving ocean spray. Oh, they raided an ocean spray Discord, and then the whole server got removed for raiding. And I didn't take part in the raid. However, I think I was the one that uncovered the facts that George Soros funds ocean spray. I uncovered that. So that's my relevance to it. Um, Jonathan is also in chat. Mississippi is a majority black state. That's not true. It's just the big areas. Jackson, I believe, is 77% black. But yeah. Anyways, here we got CFTD. If you don't know what that means, that's my most popular video. It's the Can't Fool the Doyle video. I believe the first one was actually uploaded on my birthday. I think it was my 16th or 17th. I can't remember. I think no, it was my 17th birthday. That was when the first one was uploaded. So yeah, that was a very cool experience. Getting to meet a lot of guys from that. I used to like just like hang around the scene. I've been in like the Instagram political scene since like 2018. But that's when I really started becoming popular. Was the Can't Fool the Doyle edits. I had talked to John beforehand. I had like emailed him and I said, "Hey, I am going to take some clips from your channel and make this like epic like I'm gonna make this like sort of like the energy of like Owen Schroyer owns people videos and return to the 2016 energy and grow some popularity for your channel, whatnot." And he like emailed me back and I was like, "Okay, sounds cool." So I made the video, and my favorite one of the Came Full of Doodles was part 3, but the most popular one was part 1 by like a far margin. Um, Part 3 is still my favorite one though. Mostly just because I like the edits I did in there. Eventually after Can't Fool the Doodle 2, I added the Centipede Party song or Centipede from Knife Party song that was used in Can't Stump the Trump, which is sort of like the creator of this like offshoring of this like the creator of like the genre of like owning people with like the little rhyme. Like there's also like Can't Cuck to Tuck or Can't Destroy the Shoyers or something like that. There's that sort of thing. And that was sort of like the thing that started that. It was by Comrade Centipede, I think was his name, or was it Comrade Stumper or something like that. And I know Chief Trumpster actually made a Can't Stump the Trump. I think I have a playlist of like all the videos. Some of them have been taken down. I don't know if that videos is play if that playlist is public or not. I think it is. Yeah, while I'm watching right now, the LCD is getting even worse, by the way. In case you guys were wondering, it's getting worse by the second. It's like my computer's been like infected and it's like venom has like inserted its body and it's like slowly spreading. It's like transforming into becoming like completely black, this total mutant. It's just getting worse by the second. But yeah. Here we have Sped Gang. If you open up my channel, Sped Gang 2 plays is the first thing that plays. Interesting story behind Sped Gang. Sped Gang 1 I actually made after so at my high school they had esports, and this is sort of like my entry into the esports scene. We'll get into that later. But it's a lot different than my other my later stuff. But it was through this website called PlayVS, and our state had to sanction different sports. So we had Smite, Smash Bros, League of Legends, Rocket League, and Fortnite, I think. But when it started out, it was just Rocket League, League of Legends, and I was on the Rocket League team. And we actually went like we started off undefeated, and then there was a second Rocket League team which was full of the best players. It was like the A team, and there's like constant reference if you watch Sped Gang 1, it's it's like 48-0 or something like that because like we had destroyed Starkville like 48-0, 48-3, something like that. And this team had like complained that it was unfair because they were on MacBooks. So it was like play on MacBooks, no fair or something like that. And then there's another lyrics that's like insert racial slur here, get banned. There was a player during the game that typed the N-word in the all chat while we were streaming on Twitch, and we had like people from the website that run the esports watching, and we had people who were like managing everything just watching. And someone said that I was bad at Rocket League. I think I was a plat, so I was, like, average. Um, but it someone, like, entered N-word in chat, and then they got banned. On that same day, when we were waiting on our rides, I was standing next to Captain Spaceman, and I think I had just someone just said something really funny in chat. No, it is not on the iceberg, okay? No, Carter Shaw cat pictures is not on the iceberg. That is an old Instagram account. I think that's my new photography account, which it sounds like free labor. But yeah, Captain Spaceman, we were outside the thing, and I had like just watched like MC Gang or plays or something. And I was like, "Yo, what's our gang name?" Because like we were good friends. He was one of my first friends when I moved here in the 7th grade, and I'd said something like, "Oh, we're the Sped Gang," and it just caught on. And there's so many subtle references to like IRL things. Like there's this girl named Elizabeth named Miss Soccer on YouTube, and I think we called her like the Sun God or something. I don't know why we did that. That's like blasphemous. But Carter wouldn't let me be a guest on the stream. I'll send you the link if you want to join up your friendly hood. I'll send you the link. Um, but yeah, it was just full of um subtle references to like esports, and that was what Sped Gang 1 was. And I eventually privated that, obviously, and I later publicized it back once I reached 500 subs, I believe. And there was also a Sped Gang 1.5 that we never made, but it was a parody of Old Town Road. And it was something like, "I'm gonna take this retard to the nursery home. They're gonna read till they can't no more. I got this Sped Gang in the bag, chromosomes in the bag. Boy born with the sack. Now has man boobs that sag. I'm being on a Porsche." I never finished the rest, but, something like that. Someone should clip that and put it to the song. It'd be so based. But, it was that was it, and we never made it. I never made it. But I made all the lyrics to Sped Gang 1. I made all the lyrics to Sped Gang 2. I edited Sped Gang 2 completely. We came to my house, and my mother and sister were gone. It was just my dad, me, and Spaceman. It started out just me and Spaceman, but my dad comes home. He's watching TV is in my living room, and he's just watching us like recording and filming. I had to ask him like to mute the TV or go in a different room so he could record it. But we recorded, we like walked down the living room, then we went to the garage so we could watch TV, and then we did a lot of it out there and then through the front porch. And he like watched the whole thing and he thought it was funny, but eventually I was asked to take Sped Gang 2 down because of something. You know what? We'll get into that later. We'll get into this later. But there's very funny lore here. There's hilarious lore here. Um, we'll get into that later. Here we have the tier list. I've talked about this in my like what happened to me video, but if you haven't seen it, it's a private video that my parents had advised me not to send to anyone, so I'm gonna listen to them. Not because I really like care. I still think the tier list is funny, but out of respect for my parents, I'm not gonna send it to you. But it was a tier list where I took people. This is after I graduated. For context, my parents had been on a cruise for 2 weeks. This was on the last day. No, it was on the night before the last day of their cruise. And people are asking to join. Here, I'll let you on, Spaceman. Why is everyone wanting to join the stream? Okay, I'll bring you guys on in waves. Okay, I'll bring Spaceman on first, and then I'll come back. I'll add Mr. Your Friendly Hood, and then I'll add the other guy who DM'd me. I'll add you guys later. But I just sent you something on Instagram. Uh, I just realized I'm sharing my screen so you guys can see on my public Instagram DM. Sorry about that, guys. Um, I'm leaking stuff over here. Sorry, guys. I'm like a federal agent, man. But my bad. Won't happen again. Uh, but yeah, I made the tier list video, and this is my parents were on a cruise, and I took 41 women from. I took 41 women from the tier list, and sorry, my chat's freaking out at me. I took 41 women from my high school class. There's like 200 women in my high school class. I handpicked the ones that I could find on Instagram at that time, the ones I could find good pictures of, and the ones I at least had something funny to say about. So it was like 41. There was 40 white women and one Asian woman, and I put them on a tier list. And this was a private video at first because I made it because my friend Big Numbers, who I've been on streams with before on Big Nick's channel, which you should subscribe to. On Big Nick's show, I've been on streams with Big Numbers. Well, Big Numbers got in trouble after he made um someone's advising me right now on how to fix my laptop. Thank you. Thank you, by the way. Um, but where was I? Okay, so I was making fun of his tier list of his tier list. So I think the girl he put at the top is not that attractive. I think she looks black. Um, Apparently she's like his white and Hispanic mixture or something like that. But I don't think she's as attractive. And I thought the cutest girl in my school was more attractive. So I made my own tier list. And a video, I rewatched it and I was like, this video is so funny. So I ran a poll in my public Instagram. I was like, should I release this? And I went through so many I thought about this for like an hour. But then I was like, number one, the whole reason that David made his tier list, Big Numbers, that's his name, David. The whole reason he made his tier list is because, or made it public, is because I said he couldn't get any legal repercussions for it, which is true. Also, if I don't do it, I'm a pussy. So I did it. Also, it was funny, and yeah, that's about it. So I made it public, and because everyone wanted it, it was like overwhelmingly people asked for it. I even like try to take like all the people who follow me from people like I know online, just people I know IRL. I even took like adults whom I like respect their authority. I like gave them like a 3-to-1 voter ratio to like give them more weight in their vote because I respected their opinion more, to be honest. And even then, the overwhelming majority of people wanted to see it. So I published it and immediately it got like posted everywhere. I've seen people in like all across the city, north, south, central, talk to me about the video. People I've never even talked to have like said something about the video. It's like so insane how many people saw it. Um, there's a re-upload that's censored on YouTube that you can find, and that upload has like I think like 600 views, and the original video also had like 600. So the total people is like 1,200 views total. However, it's also been posted like little snippets have been posted on Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. So that has been popularized more. It's probably closer to like about like 2,000 people have seen the video. So it's kind of like funny, but yeah, I mean that was it. Right after that happened, um, some stuff went down. Let me scroll down. I don't remember if I added it on. Okay, I did add it on the tier list. Okay, but I did end up in a mental hospital. That's what MH stands for on the tier list. I did end up in the mental hospital. Uh, Nothing was wrong with me. They had to like make up stuff. Like they asked me like, "All right, how happy are you?" And I was like, "What? They're how happy are you?" Like 1 out of 10. I was like 10. They're like, "How sad are you?" 0. They're like, "Okay, you have depression and you're bipolar." And I was just like, "What?" And they're like, "Okay, take this drug." Like it was literally like that. Like they were just trying to make up something to give me so they can put me on some sort of drug. It was stupid. Okay, it was awful. Um, I feel like I've had very I've had repercussions from being in there, being exited from the public world for like 7 days, being taken away from like sunlight, direct exposure to people, except for like 1 visitor a day. Being in there, still like about maybe like 3/4 of a year later, I'm still feeling the like mental repercussions from being in there. It was very like mentally draining. But yeah, um, yeah, yeah. Um, TCSS stands for the Carter Shaw Show. Very good show. You should check it out. John Doyle refers to the fact that he's like published me on the story a bunch of times, but also the fact that he came on my show, and that's my most viewed live stream, I believe, is the stream I did with John Doyle. 155 IQ. That's according to a free IQ test online, and it says I'm a genius, and I believe it. But Dan refers to the fact that he came on my stream as well as Vince Dow. We're getting lower in the iceberg, below the tip. I guess is what it's called. Into the depths. I don't know. I don't know what we're calling this. I'm not like one of those commentary YouTubers, but it's like here we go. TBNS. That stands for the Big Nick Show. I go on there quite frequently. I have a playlist public with all my appearances, but it's like a year out of date. I need to go back at some point and update it. But there is a playlist out there if you ever want to come see more Carter Shaw content. I give a lot of good takes on there. I also do a lot of goofy stuff sometimes. I'm known to get a bit quirky at night. You know, Twitter banned. Yeah, I have 3 Twitter accounts banned. I have my main one that got banned on 12/6/21 whenever I followed Brandflake 6000, I think the name was, which was a Nick Fuentes alt. And every account that was public that followed that page or participated in their space, I didn't participate in their space, but any account that followed them got banned for no reason. This was like thousands of accounts that just got banned. I'm still IP banned. My other account, which was an account I made for whenever I was whenever I ran a Smash esports team, which we'll get into later, that account got banned. It was already under warning for tweeting stuff about like trans people. I think I was like said something about that. It was already under warning, but I got banned for ban evading, even though I had that account prior to getting banned on the other account, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. SG3 stands for Spedgang 3, a video that's still yet to come out. A video at this time today, I would have already started on and almost completed the song. The problem is, for a while I was searching for a DAW to use. I was using a pirated version of FL Studio for a while, but you can't save in that pirated version. You need a full version to save. So what I was doing was making it in the pirated version, and then if I made the song and liked how it sounded, I would have bought the full version, then saved and uploaded. But I kept losing. It kept like auto crashing, or my computer would die and restart or something, and the file would go away, and I had to remake it. So that's one of the reasons my progress has been stifled. Now I'm using the demo for Ableton, and I'm on a 90-day free trial. I just haven't had time because I'm working like 40 to 50 hours a week. And a lot of that time I'm not working is spent on my making like it's spent on like editing, or it's me just wasting time in bed. So if you can't save on the version of FL Studio, that means it's not pirated, just a trial. Yeah. Thank you. I know that. It is, well, it's not the trial, but it's a pirated version of the trial. I asked on Instagram for a pirated version, and that's what someone sent me. So okay. I think I'm gonna end up using Ableton anyway, so I just need to figure out how to use it. I know how to use FL Studio somewhat, but I need to learn how to use Ableton. I like that. I think it sounds better on there, but I forgot that Captain Space was in the waiting room. Sorry about that. How are you doing, Captain Space?
Hey, I'm in the back rooms.
You're in the back room.
Yeah, I got no clipped, and I'm fucking tired. Oh, sorry, my bad. Freaking tired.
What was that? I saw you were at like a mosh pit or something. What was that?
I last night.
Yeah.
No, I
What
just
band
mean
was
like
playing?
mosh. It's a like small van, and say, can I say the city or?
No.
All right.
If I'm gonna get doxxed, I want you to at least have to do the work to get to dox me. You know, most people already know where I live, but I want you at least to work to know it. You know, you at
It's
least got to
a
do some work. You know,
it's a
it's a
college
local
town.
band. Okay.
Yeah, it's local. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um. So we were talking about the invention of Sped Gang. Do you have anything to add to my story there? Anything I forgot to add?
I'm trying to. It said, did you got a test for autism and you got the test positive?
Oh yeah, I'm always positive.
No, like
KE, autism, HIV. I'm always positive.
no, no, I'm saying like
It's not true, guys. I do not have
here,
HIV.
don't listen to him. No, I'm
You don't have HIV. It's not true.
joking.
Is it okay if I smoke on the stream? If it's a cigarette, that's cool. If you're smoking weed, that's gay.
Okay, that's looks like the devil's lettuce.
All right. Do you have anything to add to that Sped Gang story?
No, not really. It's pretty much accurate what he said.
Yeah. One of the hardest things with Sped Gang 2 was everyone's like the audio was cut and it sounds terrible. I mean, it was like
Oh
the
yeah,
first
my
time
fucking
someone had
stutter.
realized
Yeah.
that. It did sound terrible, but yeah, I mean, Spaceman's like genuinely like has the trouble speaking, so I mean, it was like I had to take like different clips, and I edited a bit off beat, but I was trying to edit the syllables with the syllables that were said within the song I was sampling, which was "Hit 'Em Up" by Tupac. Sped Gang 1, the audio is completely recorded by myself, and there wasn't really an issue there. But Sped Gang 2, we did have issues. But I think it really added to the comedy of it because it was like it's like Sped Gang, you know, it's like autistic, you know.
It's added the
There's not
personality
really
in the.
formality with it, you know.
Mm.
So I think that really added to the message of the song. Um, I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna get through this tier, and then I'm going to see if Goose or New Hands wants to join, and I'll add them in.
All right.
And that refers to the time I was in a debate with this guy named Sergeant Sniper on the Big Nick show. It was a stream that he did called like "War with China." In case you didn't know, Big Nick used to be like a neocon libertarian until I red pilled him. I red pilled him. Now he's not. And uh just DM me on Instagram. I think you have Instagram as well, and I can add you in. Um Goose, I'll just DM me on Instagram. I will send you the link, and I'll make sure not to share my screen when I'm doing it this time. But yeah, just
All
DM me on
right, the
Instagram,
stream.
Ezel, and then I can send you the link to the stream here in a moment. But yeah, I was in the debate with him, and the debate was wrapping up. And throughout the debate, he had like blasphemed God on a couple occasions. He basically said because his son died, he was blaming God for that. Um, and was like really mad at God. He could tell this anger from him, and how that was rooting in this like chaos of like a worldview that was manifesting within his beliefs as it pertained to authority. How his rejection of God's authority basically then pertained towards him being a libertarian. You could sense that in the conversation. I wish I pointed it out better, but I was just getting annoyed with him. Um, and I've always held this opinion that you should just disregard insults like the label Nazi. So he said, "You're a Nazi," and I just said, and I thought it was really funny. And it's been I clipped it. Other people have clipped it. Some people who didn't like it have seen it, and I hope to tell that story whenever we record the next MP4 installment. That story is going to be really funny. But actually, I think I have already told this story. Maybe I haven't. I don't know. But you should watch that podcast if you don't. That's the next thing, this MP4 installment. I post it on my community tab. But if you don't follow it already, search up MP4 installment on YouTube and you'll find the podcast. It's a very funny podcast. That's about all I have to say. Nazi Monkey. This refers to the monkey values test. It's a GitHub test that
Mhm.
we took as a stream on Big Nick stream on a after the show stream. And we were doing it, and it said we were a Nazi.
Nazi,
And
yeah.
the whole time we were making like monkey noises. We were like being really autistic and
Stick.
chaotic. And then it said Nazi monkey, and everyone just freaked out. And I think me and David started throwing up Romans. So that was a funny stream. Um, I think that stream's gone now, if I remember correctly. But I do have a clip of it in the Best of 2021 compilation. So if you want to see it, you can see it there. Um, it's fake. This refers to a clip of me where I say Israel. No, it's not. That's it. That's the clip.
Iconic.
3 instas. Yeah, I'm on my Cartershaw YT. It says YT2. Cartershaw YT2 is my current insta. It says YT2, but it's my third insta. Well, my third political. I have other Instagram accounts. I have like over 10. But this one was the first one was CJCV conservative.page, which stands for Conserving Judeo-Christian Values. And then I would later change it to Conserving Christian Values because I realized that Judeo-Christian was a term that was used to accelerate the normalcy of, you know, the manifestation of Jewish power within the U.S. and also the manifestation of anti-Christianism through the manifestation of oxymoronic language that takes away from the term Christian itself by attaching something else to it. So I eventually changed that to CCV conservative page, but I think that was my biggest page of all the pages because that was the one that I got shared by John on frequently. This most blocked refers to me being the most blocked person in Mississippi. It's true. It says it in my bio. There was someone in Mississippi. Yeah, Ella was telling me it was BS. I was the most blocked person in Mississippi, and then she blocked me on Instagram. What's up with that, man? It's like when Kanye says Jews run the banks, and then the banks cancel him. It's like you're just proving their point, man. You know, everyone's always proving my point. I am the most blocked person in Mississippi. I have like a whole list of people that blocked me. I'll have to see if I can fit it in my computer. Never mind. I'm not going to see that because I forgot I can't see my screen. Never mind. Um, 714 committee. If you don't know what 714 is, if you're familiar with how scuffed my live streams are, Vince Dow, popular streamers, live streams can get really scuffed. There was a stream on 714 2021. I think it was 2021. It might have been 2020. I think it was 2021. No, yes, I don't know. But basically his whole audio cut out for like 30 minutes when he was rambling about Tommy Lauren and Bruce Jenner. Yeah, my phone just died, so I can't look at YouTube chat anymore. I'll have to switch in between tabs to do so. Let me stop my stream. I'm gonna get through this tab with this iceberg, this part of the iceberg, and then go back. But Vince Dow made a members only video where it was a 714 committee, and it was me, this guy named Frankie Nutcracker, who has basically disappeared off the internet and has died. David and Mr. Decapitated. And Mr. Decapitated and David were on the prosecution's case, and me and Frankie Nutcracker were defending. And to spoil this short, to spoil the video, basically, I was in the committee, and me and Frankie were killing them. We were absolutely dominating. And then, in the end, Frankie does this like epic turn against Vince Dow, and it was really funny. It was good content, but I don't think it's worth paying for a membership for. Then we have Kansas Horbox. Um, it's a way to spell out very funnily a certain very funny like I don't know what the proper word is there, but it's a way to spell out the real name of a certain adult film star whom was on a stream with Elijah Schaefer on You Are Here with Elijah Schaefer and Sydney Watson. And there's a couple parts to this. The first part is the fact that I did a donation to where I said, "Can this whore box written out like this? Can you answer as to the identification of Bern Bergner, which is the main owner of, which is the name that's used because he has different aliases, but it's the main name used for the main owner of MindGeek, also formerly known as Manwin, which is the owner of like a bunch of porn conglomerates. But yeah, I asked about that, and she was like, "Oh, well, his house burned down, and no one knows anything about it." Yeah, he was burning his house down because he had like illegal stuff there. And no one knows anything about it. I think that's what he's asking, but I don't know much. And then that's about all she answered. I don't believe that she doesn't know anything. She does like OnlyFans now, so can't trust her. But I planned on making a video about it, and I put in my community tab somewhere like video coming soon, and I just never made the video. In typical Carter faction, I promise a video, don't make it. Um, happens a lot. I am going to stop my share, and I'm going to invite someone else. Jason, do you have anything left to say to the stream?
We go.
All right. Well, thank you for stopping by, man. I know a lot of Carter lore. That's so true. He does. That video would have been good to watch. What were we talking about again? Oh yeah, yeah, it would have been a good video. I'm like an expert on like porn statistics and the historiography of porn. I'm like an expert, but I just didn't make the video. Sorry. Um, we have another promise video in this tier list too I didn't make. Typical Carter. There's actually another video I should tell you guys about. I'm gonna go and tell it right now while I wait for someone to join that I just sent the link to. Um, but there is a BLM video I was gonna make in the summer of 2020, back when I was a professional Smash esports runner, and I worked on it like I think I spent like hundreds of hours on it researching. But basically, it took this whole list of say their names people, and it was like debunking all of these things and how they had nothing to pertain with racism, and how most of them were completely justifiable actions by the cops, which was true in most cases. There was like one case, which was this case I'd never heard of, that you could actually say was because of like cop mismanagement or racism. So, and I'm like the least, I'm like the last guy to show for the cops. I've made a video basically like talking about my disliking for cops. So I mean, I'm not the biggest cop show, but I do have that video, and it's a very informative video. And it's about like halfway. The script is like halfway finished. I'm probably never gonna make because it's irrelevant now, and it's been talked about into the ground, and I wouldn't really add anything to the conversation. Welcome to the stream, Mr. Goose. How you doing?
Pretty good, Mr. Shaw. Pretty good. Just cooking up some rice right now. Some minute rice.
Cooking some rice. This man can cook.
Let him cook.
So, yeah, people say that to me all the time, and then I cook the most fire things imaginable, and I just become so jealous of how good it is that they're just like, "Stop cooking." I don't know why they keep telling me that though. You know, it's just so good.
You ever see the meme where it's like shadow banned on another banger? The Zog is me, and the guy just made like the most mid video ever.
No, but your mic sounds terrible, but I can't tell if the stream hears it like that or if it's just my headset sounding terrible, because sometimes StreamYard sounds like that for me. So I don't know.
Can you hear me better now?
No, I like, again, someone in the stream chat should tell me, but I don't know if you guys can hear it or if it's just me, but it sounds a bit staticky. But we'll get on with it.
I'm on my iPhone, so.
Let's get on with. I'm sharing my entire window. That's not what I want to do. Share window.
If you got any Vince Dow Discord server related stuff, I mean, I could definitely chime in.
I do not. Well, we could. Do you remember? That's like very interestingly. Discord is where I met Didgeridoo Nationals and where I met JPEG. That's where we first started talking. Was in the Vince Down Discord.
Dude, remember when we staged like an entire rebellion against the freaking stupid ass female mods?
That was before I joined.
What? Oh yeah. You lived there during the good times, man. You lived there during the good times. We were out here struggling, man. We were soldiers.
Actually, important lore. Me and JPEG actually made it. We used to be in group chats with We used to be in this group chat called Lincoln Log Lovers, named after the stream. It was made during the stream with me and Big Nick, where we made like the fandom of Lincoln Logs because Lego basically like was really rude to us because they started making gay Legos. So we were like, screw you, Lego, we're moving to Lincoln Logs. So we created Lincoln Log Lovers, and it was this like whole stream, and we made this group chat to talk about the Big Nick show to like spread memes. And then eventually we did like a stream with David. I added David to the group chat, and it just spread from there. Eventually we got Vince Dow in there, Base Department, which is a big Instagram page. Well, I guess big. It's like
I think it's Vince Dow in a stream.
We had him in the group chat. I've also had him on my stream, and we had him on Big Nick's show too. Radio Politics was also in that group chat one time.
Was he like?
Was he like for like a good 5 months? Vince Elsey for like a good 7 months.
Was he like indifferent towards you guys, or was he like chill about it?
We were good friends with Vince Al.
Honestly, man, like I don't know if MFers in your circle are gonna hate me for it, but like I don't subscribe to the e beef, but I think you don't either. If the didgeridoo stuff's to show for that, which I respect. Good friend, good morals.
There's stuff there too, but yeah. I try to stay away from e-drama unless I think it's really funny, and then I won't stay away from it. Let's check in chat because I don't have a different way to check chat. Sorry about that. Let me open up YouTube in a new window, and then I can do that. I can check chat that way. There we go. Compromise. There we go. Cool. Anyways, so we're going over this yellow tier right here, which I think is like the beneath the, I don't know what it's called, but we're going to the fact I have a Discord. It's in my Linktree. A lot of people don't know about my Discord. If you want to join up. I have a Spotify. I have like a Spotify playlist in my Linktree. It's like the White Boy Summer playlist, but it's also the Autistic Boy Autumn playlist. It's just a good playlist. It has like 700 songs. Then we have my Truth. I have a Truth Social. I got in on day 1 actually. Then we have a tier that says Parler. I made a Parler whenever Kanye, now known as Ye, bought Parler briefly, and here is my best. This is the first thing I posted on Parler, and it like blew up. John Miller posted it, and I think Steve Franson also posted this. But it says, "I stand with Nick Fuentes. I stand with Ye. I stand with Alex Jones. I stand with Donald Trump. I kneel before God. I'm still on George Floyd." It's just a very funny
Rest in power, my N-word Nick George Floyd, for real. He didn't do nothing, man. Minneapolis PD.
Is 12. I'm not 12, but a lot of people say I'm 12. One time I posted on Truth Social, and John Miller like retruthed it and said, Carter Shaw. This is the first time I talked to John, and he was like, Carter Shaw is 12 years old and understands politics more than most people. And now everyone calls me like 12 years old for some reason. I'm like about to be 19, but I guess it's a good thing. Punches walls.
You were
yeah, I
pretty
punched
young, though,
walls.
when you started.
Yeah,
Right.
I started my YouTube channel when I was like 12. I made it in like 2013. Actually, interesting lore. This is not the iceberg, but I made my channel to comment under videos of Gravity Falls fan theories about the show. This was during like season 1 of the show, whenever the lore was a bit ambiguous. But Gravity Falls, if you've never seen it, I'm not gonna spoil the show because I think you should watch it. But basically, there was like a lot of like it's like a very lore focused show, especially in the second season. There's 2 seasons. The second season especially lore focused, but in the first season, a lot of the lore was left up to interpretation because a lot of it was just like fun, funny Disney show, but mixed in with like a hint of lore, and the fans basically just had to guess lore. So a lot of people were throwing out ideas and stuff, and everyone's just throwing out stuff, interpreting things, and about like a lot of the things that turned out to be lore in season 2 were actually things predicted by the fans, and it made it one of the most like unreal things to be a part of, to like be in this community where you like basically predicted the lore of the show, or it like you invested all this time and it manifested into reality. Basically, it was pretty cool. And I spent a lot of conversations talking about that show, especially when I was like 12 to 14.
Where were you on YouTube in like 2016? Like, what were you making the Gravity? Were you making the Gravity Falls lore stuff?
I never made any videos. I just like commented on people's posts. 2016, we'll get into that later. We'll get into that later. It's deeper in the iceberg. I have a Gab. It's not in my Linktree, but I do have a Gab I made, and I made it briefly to post something, and then I never used it again. Occasionally, like once every like 5 months, I'll go back on there. And green wall refers to the fact that my wall backdrop used to be green. My wall is still painted green, but my mother like texted me after she watched the live stream. She was like, "The wall looks ugly," and I trusted her because women usually know more about that kind of stuff when it pertains to like making something look cozy and habitable. Women usually are better when it comes to that. So I just took her word, and I bought like a 17-foot flag, I think it is. So it's like a massive flag, but that's now my new backdrop.
My mom painted all over my the walls of my house because my dad kept postponing it, and my dad came home and was like so pissed because she just took like a roller and just rolled like shitty ass like beige yellow paint on the walls, and yeah, then he had to do that like the entire rest of the night until like 4 a.m.
Yeah, basically the reason my wall is green is I have like a football poster. I have like football towels, and I have a like football signing with something signed by Dak Prescott.
Are you an Ole Miss? Are you Ole Miss?
I'm a Mississippi State fan. But I have something signed by Dak Prescott there, and there's like a bunch of like things that are like football related. So we painted my wall green to like simulate a football field, and it's not the right color green, but that was the thought behind it. And eventually we thought about putting like white tape or white stripes to like make a football field, but we never did it. So that's why my wall is green. I'm gonna bring someone new on. Do you have anything you want to say before you leave, Mr. Goose?
I want to say hi to your friendly hood. Like, if we can like team up together for like 5 minutes, I just want to say hi to the guy.
I don't know if David's still watching or you from the hood are still watching, but I'm sending you both. I'm sending you a StreamYard link. Your friendly hood, and I'll send David one here in a minute. I wish I could charge my phone so I could text him, but my I have like 3 ports. I have 3 USB ports on my computer. One for my headset, one's being occupied by my headset, the other's being occupied by a mouse, the other's being occupied by my camera. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm
And
gonna
Israel's
unplug the
being
mouse.
occupied.
How are you still here? I thought
Palestine's
I
being
removed you.
occupied by Israel.
How are you still here?
Me?
I thought I
Because
removed
I'm
you.
real AF,
No,
bro.
no. Oh, I didn't remove you. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna unplug my mouse real quick. I'm gonna unplug my light. Actually, no, I don't want to unplug my light because I don't want to have to redo lighting. So I'm just gonna plug my computer, my phone into my computer. I just sent you a link on to the stream. Your friendly hood if you want to join up. I'm gonna charge my phone that way. That way I can text David whenever stuff comes along. I'm gonna send you. Shoot. I forget every time I use like my mouse, for some reason it just changes my settings on my computer and makes it to where my computer trackpad is turned off, and I don't know why it does that, and I have to fix it every time I want to switch from my mouse to using the trackpad. So I guess we're just gonna leave my phone dead. I don't know if your friendly hood is joining or not. But okay, let's make sure it wasn't doxing DMs. Cool. I guess we'll get back into it. Hope everyone's enjoyed the stream so far. We're about to get into, if you're sticking by for the right reasons. We're about to get into some deep Carter lore that you guys probably didn't know about. Some very deep lore, some good content too. I hope to bring David on. Hopefully he doesn't say anything that gets this video taken down, because he's known to do that. But, yeah, I think I have you added on Discord actually. I can, if your friendly host can do it, I'll just send you the link right here. I sent it to you on Discord, Jonathan. You want to join up, bro? But yep, I just invite you on Discord. In your friendly hood, we can just add 2 of you guys in if you join the thing. I'll be periodically checking StreamYard because I have to switch tabs, and I'm sharing by window, not by tab, because for some reason it doesn't want to let me share by tab. I think it's because I have it opened in Microsoft Edge and not in Google Chrome like I usually do. I think that's why I can't share tab. But too late now. It is just starting to storm now, which is very epic. So let's hope everything goes well. My power doesn't go out because my power was out last night from all the storms that were happening. So hopefully my power doesn't go out again. Because I don't want to lose this. I don't want to have the stream end before I even get to the best part. But I hope the rain or thunder isn't too loud to where you guys can hear it. Because that'd be very bad content. And I'm all about quality content here. As you can see, my cat, that's quality content right there. Also, me having a scuff setup because my computer screen's broken. Quality content. Me having this microphone I've used for like 6 years now. Quality content. As usual, quality content from the Carter Shaw YouTube channel. Yeah, I sent you the StreamYard on Discord, Jonathan. So, I guess we'll go and get started if no one wants to join up. And I'll check back here in a second. But we'll get back into it. Share. No. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna go and close these tabs. BreadTuber. This is referring to my debate with Shark300, I think his name is. Let me. Oh wait, Jonathan knows. I'll just check the message. I think. Let me check. No, he did. Never mind. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. YouTube.com. Shark 300 Globo Homo. Okay. Oh, I know what it's called. John Doyle debate. Here it is. That's 59K views. This is debate with me. It was like my first. I mean, I've done debates with like school, but it's like my first like debate on like a big stage, you could say. So it's not my best performance, and it's like excuses and whatnot. But I mean, it is the truth. I still think I won the debate, but there was points I wish I pushed back on better, and there's points I would have pushed back better on if I was debating them today. So yeah, that's what that's referring to. Tarzan. I have a half-finished script for Tarzan, and it was following John Doyle's Neo Gasseldom video, and it was like why Tarzan is explicitly based. And I finished out halfway through Tarzan. I was gonna do the movie, the recent movie, then the older movie, and then a thing on the book, and then um I was going to write a thesis basically about how different points, different things that were portrayed, such as like the man being the dominant guy within like the society within like the gorilla society, as well as Tarzan being like a man disconnected from disconnected from disconnected from like technology and brought back to the primitivist world. And it's also based because like the book basically is like super racist because the whole point is that gorillas are supposed to be like black people basically. That was gonna be like the plot of it. And it's gonna be like, well, Tarzan, instead of mating with a black person, mates with this beautiful British woman. And then I looked into, for one, I mean, there's like problems with that. But then I looked into like the evolutionary views upon the evolutionary views of the writer, and the writer of Tarzan basically believed that the social Darwinist racist views that were existent, which is basically that evolution exists and that blind people would are less less evolved species, which is not only factually inaccurate, but it's also like a very like blasphemous thing to say. So I didn't make that video. I still could have made like Tarzan the character was based, but I decided not to. Jonathan is here. Jonathan, what are you thinking so far about the stream?
First off, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello, welcome to the stream for the first time.
Yeah, I watched the Tarzan movie on Disney and I thought it was gay. Saying we are monkeys.
You thought it was gay?
Yeah.
Why?
Say because they initially said we are equal to monkeys. Which
That's
is
not really what I took away from it. At least not the movie adaptation.
it's that one portion that gets me mad, but the rest of it is fine.
There's some things that can be extrapolated to be based on the movie, and I basically had like a script written about it, and I just never made a video public, even though I like said I was gonna make it, but I never did. But other than other videos which I promised and just didn't make it for other reasons, such as like time or me just losing interest, that one I actually had like good reasons because I didn't think making that video would represent my actual values, so I didn't make the video. So yeah, that's basically it. My phone is still full of pictures of Tarzan scenes that I was gonna use because I like screenshotted it. I'd watched on like some legal Indian website, and I'd like screenshotted scenes I wanted to use for like different times, different like parts of the video. And so my phone is still like has like 30 to 40 photos of just the movie Tarzan in it, and I just don't delete it because my camera was just full of stuff I don't delete. Um, but yeah, let me add back. Why is Goose still here? What's up, Goose? What are you doing here?
Is your friendly hood in the stream?
No.
Oh shit. Never mind.
He's probably on the run.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted. What about which one looks the best? I guess we'll keep that. I think You guys probably just heard that thunder. It's storming.
It's raining here in
Uh,
Michigan, but not as bad.
We have Autistic Boy Autumn, Sped Gang Spring. Autistic Boy Autumn is the thing John Dole had made his White Boy Summer video, and then Autumn came, and I think he made it like at the end of White Boy Summer, like July, like the end of July, and then Vince Down made a story and it was like, wait until the left hears about Asian Boy Autumn, the thing they're fearing the most, and then I made like a scuffed version of that thing where I basically stole his whole wall text, but I replaced it with Autistic Boy Autumn. And then John reposted on his story and says, I genuinely kecked at this or something. And he reposted on his story. And then, actually, he might not have reposted. I don't remember. But he definitely saw it and responded to it in DM. And then he goes on slightly offensive and says, Autistic Boy Autumn. And then people online start talking about Autistic Boy Autumn when it's something I created. If you like type in like within quotation marks Autistic Boy Autumn on the Google, nobody's before I talked about it. I literally created it. And now it's the thing people say. It's like classic Carter being Sped Gang Spring is something I say too. Spring is said to be Sped Gang Spring. Spring is hopefully when Sped Gang 3 comes out too.
We love
John Dole called me Carter the Mercenary. It's a celebration of Saturday, and it's Carter Shaw Saturday. That's basically it.
we love Saturdays, especially when Carter Shaw is there.
But I'm assuming you can. But still know who
Well, we're having technical difficulties here.
back, guys. My connection might be really bad because of the storm.
Yeah,
Storm again today. Are you here still, Jonathan?
yeah, I'm still here.
I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm done. Very
Very based.
first.
Well, he's being delayed by the storm.
Here.
We're being destroyed by a storm right now, so stay back, stay calm. We'll get this solution
Can you hear me?
solved. Yes,
You can hear me?
yes.
Cool. Yeah, it's going like really badly. So what I'm
Are you
gonna
sure?
do?
Are you sure you didn't get replaced by a robot?
What I'm gonna do is go back to enabling my trackpad, unplug my mouse, plug my computer in, my phone into my computer, and then I'm gonna have my phone so I can stream from my phone if needed, because I want to get the stream finished.
Yeah, we need a stream finished. We need to complete the trilogy.
The trilogy. There's no second though.
I
But
meant
yeah,
I
the
meant
Zog
the
is
board.
trying to take it. Zog is trying to take the stream right now. If you're watching this stream right now, reshare this everywhere and tell them Zog is trying to take my stream away. Carter, free Carter Shaw. Hashtag free Carter Shaw. Okay, put that with your post. Okay, share this and tell everyone that the Zog Empire is trying to take away my stream. Okay, they're coming after me. Okay, if you want to watch more of my content, because Zog's coming after it, well, enter my paywall. It costs $100. Okay, enter my paywall.
Yes, folks, inflation has gotten that bad.
And enable. So, if a backup plan, basically, is what I'm telling you. Actually, I'm just retarded. Never mind, I'm not retarded. Anyways, we're on the stream. Share screen, window. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna finish up this iceberg. Okay. So yeah, he posted the Elliot Rogers thread about like SAS, about like shooting up TPUSA or something like that. Well, he didn't actually say that. He just said he was gonna have revenge or something, and he posted on Discord. He took the screenshot of the Discord message, posted on Instagram, and that was in that Discord group chat that he posted it in. I never really liked Latino Zone, by the way, but I had mutual friends in there. He posted on Instagram, and they got reported to say or something, and then he got like investigated, and then they supposedly found like child porn on him. So that happened. Very thing. You were in like a Discord group chat with a Discord raid. That just refers to the fact that someone joined my Discord server and zip filed the whole thing and then sent it to both the college I was planning on going to and the police. And that's basically it. That's basically what that's referring to. Lemon.
So, was it a Pharaoh Asian who came in?
No, I think it was just this like gay black guy.
Probably still a Fed.
I don't know who it is. I mean, it's probably someone I know IRL, but he just had like a PFP that looked gay. That's all I can tell you. That's all I know. My gaydar was going off. That's all I know. All right, here we got lemon juice. That refers to my 15 subscriber special. We watched this on one of the Big Nick's reaction videos, which I don't think exists anymore. I think that one got taken down. But I made a 15 subscriber special where I drank lemon juice.
How was the lemon
And
juice?
it was terrible, and it was recorded on my terrible Kindle Fire. And this was back when I made content in like 2015. Like I started making content 2015, I think, or 2014. I made my channel like 2013.
So there's even lower quality content?
I don't know what you mean by that. I only have high quality content, but yes, there's very low quality content that has been privated. Some of it's been deleted. So some of it I can't even show you anymore. But I used to make content where it'd be IRL content of me walking. It'd be me recording a screen and me gaming. I didn't know how to set up OBS or that existed, so I just recorded myself gaming with a phone set up. Actually, it wasn't a phone. I didn't have a phone. It was a Kindle Fire that I propped up, and then I pointed it towards the computer and I played video games. It was very awful content. But somehow I reached 15 subscribers because I kept asking people sub for sub. That used to be a big thing back in the day. People don't really do that now. I guess they still do, but it's not as big as it used to be. So I got to 15 subscribers, and I did a lemon juice challenge, and it's just a very funny video. BFB, this refers to some deep lore, okay? BFB is in reference to the Bibleman Fan Club Boys, which is the old name for this stream for this Super Smash Bros. Ultimate esports team I used to run in the SCS, which is Smash Cruise server, Discord server. I used to be a part of this team that was originally called Team Delta, I think it was, because I followed this guy named Deku, SSBU Deku on Instagram, and he advertised his new team. I joined up the team. It was a group of like 10 people, and we became an SES Roger team. We eventually became called Team Azor and then Team Zelos. And I was on that team, and I didn't get to play much, but I met a bunch of people that I used to talk to quite often. This guy named Dev Tindo, this guy named Mike Master, Soup, Spoons, who was this guy whom hated me for my political views. I got in trouble all the time on the team for being like a Trump supporter. Like I
Why
got in
does
constant
he
trouble
get?
for that.
Why is he named after a piece of silverware?
Because these people are weird and losers. Well, to be fair, my name was the Toast Jester, so I can't make fun of anyone. There's some
No.
funny lore behind there.
How
I'm
good?
a big fan of this game called Town of Salem, which is this like web game. It's like Mafia or
Base.
Trouble in Terrorist Town or Among Us. It's like one of those type of games. And I'm a big fan of that game. It's basically like a mafia game, but you're trying to figure out who's like either a part of like you're trying to figure out like who's a witch and who's a like you're trying to figure out who's a part of like the mafia within the game.
I have a
And
question.
what?
Did you kill the W?
Know what that means or care. But
The witch?
I think so. But there was a there's a role in the game called Jester, and basically your role was to get yourself lynched, and you won by that. And so basically you try to make yourself sound guilty. And it was my favorite role because it's just like such a unique and funny role. And I also like Toast because my favorite character in one of my favorite shows, Jimmy Neutron, is Hugh Neutron, Jimmy Neutron's dad, and he had an obsession with toast. So I named myself the Toast Jester, and then I made that name. So, anyways, I was in this team named Team Zelos, and the team basically crashed because this guy named Spoons had no clue what he was doing. At the time, I was a big fan of Bibleman, and had a running joke between a couple friends, me, Deftendo, Mike Master, and a couple others, about Bibleman. And we established a crew. First, we lasted about a year before I nuked the crew, and we'll get into that. But we lasted about a year, and it was like constant. Like we actually got really good because we got this top player in Knoxville. It's the best kid in Knoxville, and his name was Mouse, and he basically carried us. And we had a really good players named Wobbler. We had this great player named we had Mouse's brother. He didn't play much. Mike Master was good at the game. I'm trying to remember this guy's name. Shoot, it was a Rob player. If you'll know anything about Smash, you have no clue what I'm talking about right now. But his name was Gavin, I think. He was very good. And we had a bunch of other good players. We had this guy named Sinister who changed his name quite frequently, but he was good at the game. He was very toxic, though. He got kicked from the team multiple times and got added back. I also apparently saved this guy from committing suicide like on 2 occasions. And then the guy just completely cancels me over things we'll get later, which is just I mean, it's just how the world is, you know.
Carter
But
Shaw.
I used to run the Smash team called Bibleman Fan Club Boys. And back when Fandom was a website, because it's not a website anymore. Back when Fandom was a website, I had a page on the Bibleman Fandom page called Bibleman Fan Club Boys, just talking about the Discord server. I mean, talking about the team on Discord. But yeah, it was a very successful team. We made it to the playoffs, and we did fairly well in the playoffs. So
Did you win the
that was a good team.
championship?
No, we got eliminated, I think, the second round.
Loser.
Okay. But there was this rival team named Fake Gang, who was like I think they were the top team that year, but they did not like us because they didn't like me, and they didn't like me because they knew what I thought about homosexuals and trans people. So they were always against me. When I was a crew owner, there's like this private chat within the SES server called Crew Owners, and they were just constant and like making fun of me or blah 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 blah. And I thought it was funny. I didn't really care, but it was sort of indicative of the fact that everyone was always against me. Apparently, there was this private group chat that was made for the purpose of trying to get my team taken down because they didn't want a like Christian team to run. And basically, like, it was like constant people. Like, it was hard for us to get players to join the team because our name was Bible Man Fan Club Boys. We eventually changed the name, which we'll get into later.
It's hard
But
to
the
be
main reason,
Christian.
yeah, the main reason is just that people just didn't want to be involved with Christians. I mean, we had someone that was like homosexual on the team, and I was against it. But I mean, we just kept him around because he was good at
I
the
mean,
game. But
yeah, we're getting hunted down.
it was hard to like get players to join because of the fact I was named Bible Man Fan Club Boys. But even with all that, most of those guys have canceled me. Don't talk to anymore. There's this guy who still watches my channel and talks to me sometimes. But most of the guys I don't talk to at all. A lot of them canceled me. They were a part of this joke I'm going to talk about later, and they were perfectly fine with it at the time. And then it became a problem, and they just were willing to throw me out the window. This guy named Lizard Logan, I was like great friends with. He just threw me out the window. This guy named Dev Tendo, whom I still want to say I'd still like to talk to. Like, he was like my like best friend at the time for like a good year because he was on Team Zelos with me. Um, we just don't talk anymore. And he's basically like, I'm not going to defend you anymore, blah, 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 after stuff happens, which we'll get into in a minute. I know I'm being ambiguous, but the reason I'm not getting into it yet is because it's further down the list. But basically, yeah, things happened in the group does not exist anymore, which I'm happy about. As soon as it stopped happening, I took a hiatus from video games for about 6 months,
And
and
came
only
back to
started
the
back.
Carter show.
I only started back the only started back playing video games because I wanted to be a part of the esports team for Smash because my senior year of high school, no, my senior year of high school they made a Smash team, so I started back playing Smash and started playing video games because of that. But was off video games for like 6 months because of I was just taking the whole endeavor of me being canceled as a way to um get away from video games. I'm gonna see if I can find the thread while I'm talking here. But
Great. So you played Super Smash Bros. And how much did you play?
I have over 2,000 hours in the game.
Hmm.
It was like a thing where I was grinding like 10 hours a day, to be honest. Like running a group means running a esports teams means when you're at school, you're managing stuff in the Discord and you're scheduling when you're at school. When you're not in school, you're playing and practicing. Like it's like a thing you invest in if you're like running something. Let me
Yeah.
see if I can find the original thread here. 'Cause I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. But
Yeah, people hate Christians. They hate us.
yeah. My first like red pill, or one of my I mean it wasn't my first red pill, but one thing that was like really interesting was learning the fact that people within the Smash community were like so sad whenever this famous content creator named Zero, whom got kicked out of the scene for alleged pedophilia, it's now believed that those allegations were false. In which I was the only guy defending him at the time. Everyone else was saying he was wrong, and I was saying, let's wait for the court system to say something before we do anything. I don't trust accusations. I was the only guy defending it, and now everyone's just like welcoming him back, like, and then
Wow.
canceling me. But like basically, he posted on his Instagram for the first time in a while that he was like safe after reports came out that he attempted suicide. And all these people who canceled me and wouldn't give a single crap if I had committed suicide, all these people came out and were like, "Oh, even though you're a bad person, Zero, this news is so saddening." And this is like an influencer that you watch. I was a guy you talked to personally for like a whole year, every single day. Do I not like? I'm someone you talk to every single day, but because like I'm a Christian or a Trump supporter or a suspected racist that we'll get into later, because of all that stuff, um, I'm worth less than what you'd describe as a pedophile. And that was one of the main things like Red Pills is learning the fact that like being a racist or a sexist or a transphobe is treated way differently and way worse by society than it is to be a pedophile. And that's just like awful and completely terrible. But
Hell, pedophilia is far worse.
yeah,
'Cause,
exactly.
I mean, for one thing, they're raping children.
So true.
I'm raping
Sped
children.
Printer.
It's just
Sped
bad.
Printer, also known as the Captain Spaceman Printer story, is this story where me and Captain Spaceman are in tech team, which is like which is this class where you fix computers. The guy who led tech team is still one of my greatest friends today. Great mentor, a guy who helped mentor me on political things as far as like philosophy, as well as like personal advice. Been a great friend and person to talk to, a great adult to be friends with. But basically, we were printing out flyers for Sped Gang 2 with the PF with like the thumbnail Sped Gang 2. And it's, if you don't know, it's Captain Spaceman's face with the word Sped Gang on it, Sped Gang 2 on it. And he meant to print it on the printer of Tech Team. But he printed it and didn't print out. So he printed a bunch more. And then he's like, shoot, I'm connected to the wrong printer. He doesn't know what printer he's connected to. And
Wow.
Captain Spaceman was in Sped class. And the first thought that came to his mind was the fact that he just printed the Sped Gang flyers in Sped Gang class, in Sped class. And I've never seen him freak out more. But he was like panicking. He's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? They're gonna be so mad at me about this. They're gonna think I'm like making fun of them or whatnot. He was so like he was like so scared. And he runs downstairs. And I'm just dying laughing. He runs to the Sped classroom, checks their printer, it's not in there. And then I
Wow.
remember the fact that Captain Spaceman has a band, and he printed out flyers for the band and printed it out in this lady named Miss Herndon. He printed it out in their classroom by accident when he went to print it on the tech team printer. And we figured that out when we were setting up her printer. So I had the genius thought, I think he printed it in there. So we checked in that classroom, and they're just sitting in there in the back. And I'm standing outside the door when this happens, but the tech team teacher goes there and grabs the flyers and just says, "Sorry about this." And the teacher's just like, "What are these?" And instead of just saying like it's an inside joke or something, he basically goes on like a 30-minute lecture in front of the whole class on like what it was and why he didn't represent it and why it was just a joke and why he shouldn't be offended by this. He was like doing damage control because he expected like the teacher to be like upset at him about it. And it was so funny but annoying because I was just standing out there and I'm ready to go, but I'm just standing there just watching for like 30 minutes. But
We
it was
better
pretty funny.
get John Wick in here.
Oh, is that? Oh, let's go.
We are back. Yeah. All right. Carter Shaw. There's a lot of lore here. What exactly have we gotten to? What have we not gotten to? Is the question
So
I had meaning to
we're in
ask.
the yellow tier on Ben Lorber. If you want to read quickly, this is all the stuff we got into. We've gone over Cancel the Doyle
EFTD.
Sped Gang, Tier List, The Carter Shaw Show, John Doyle, My Q Mental Hospital, Vince Dalbadan, Big Nick Show, Twitter Band, Sped Gang 3, the And Sniper
And
video,
yeah.
MP4 podcast, the Nazi Monkey stream, It's Real, more like
It's
no, they're not. It's Real, no, they're not. My 3 Insta accounts, me being the most blocked person in Mississippi, the 714 committee hearing,
oh yeah.
me, you, Frankie, Mr. Decapitated, and Vince Dow, the Candace Horbox, my Discord, my Spotify, True Social, Parler, the fact that people think I'm 12, the fact I have a Gab, the fact I have a green wall, the fact I punch walls, my bread to
Face.
the canceled Tarzan video, Sister Boy Autumn, Sped Gang Spring, Carter the Mercenary Shaw, which is something John Dole called me, Carter Shaw Saturday, Latino Zoomer, that time that that black guy came into Discord and zip filed the whole thing and sent it to like the police. The lemon juice video from my 15 subscribers. You've watched that video. The Bible Man Fan Club Boys, which was a Smash team I ran, and the Sped Printer story. And that's what we've gone through so far, and we have all this stuff left to go through.
TikTok. Oh, you already like made the entire list. You're just going through each.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Where are we right now?
I'm about to go over Ben Lorber. I think I just spit all over my camera, by the way. Sorry about that.
I'm not gonna bring it up, but there's something missing here that
What is it? It should have been in the chat.
Yeah, let me type it in chat. There.
So, where are you, John Wick?
We've mentioned her, but
All
I'm not
right.
putting it on the iceberg. But we've mentioned it.
All right, perfect. Where am I? I'm
I
here
just-
protecting all of you.
I'm not trying to start. I'm not trying to get involved in more drama right now.
Carter
Yeah.
Shaw, I got a mic, all right, like a few minutes ago. We have a
Carter
mic
Shaw.
that's gonna be used for future Carter Shaw lore, believe me.
Carter
This will
needs
be
to
part of
do
the
that.
list in about like 3 months. Get ready.
All right. All right. Let's get back to the iceberg.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. It's not worth it. If she wants to publicize drama, she can, but she's not going to. I don't think, because she
But
knows that
one day you have to
I
tell me
know
the full
stuff.
story
About what?
about why exactly there was drama between y'all, because I thought y'all were like getting along
She
great.
literally. I mean, I don't think there is. I mean, it's just like, I'll tell you after stream.
All
But
right.
it's like there's drama, but there's not drama. It's just petty women stuff, you know.
Yeah. The
And a
usual.
lot of it is me being skeptical. I just know
Hey,
the fact that
is it
she
not
did
showing right
something.
now? Like, like what I
I
said.
just know the fact. I just know the fact that we don't talk anymore. That's it. I don't know. There's two theories I have as to why, but I just know we don't talk anymore. Basically,
Yeah, but the chat that I sent, is it not like showing on screen right now?
is it? That's hilarious. It is. That's funny. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, it is
I was
showing on
pointing
stream.
that out like 10 seconds ago.
Add that to the
Yeah.
lore.
That's who we're talking about. Yeah.
Not bad, huh? Not bad for a Mississippi boy.
Mississippi gang.
All right, Ben Lorber. So I got published, not directly, but my Discord account and my Discord name was quoted in a Ben Lorber article about Badan. And it was a quote about the Badan Discord about how it was enabling alt-right stuff. And it was a quote about me talking about a certain event in history that we're not going to talk about on YouTube.
Probably a good one.
9/11?
Why is that? Is
Okay,
that really your first guess?
Anyways,
Come on,
TikTok.
these are rookie
TikTok.
numbers. They gotta bump those numbers up.
Be quiet. TikTok. I have a TikTok. I don't post on there, but I posted a couple things on TikTok before. The funniest thing about TikTok, but the funniest thing about TikTok was I made or I was in a fire drill, and this guy just looks at me and goes, "Hey yo, ain't you that guy on TikTok?" And I was just like, "No." And he was like, "You make those politics TikTok." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's me. Hi." I forgot I had the TikTok at the time, so I just said no. But I've never been recognized for TikTok. Most people don't know I have a TikTok. I get recognized all throughout my senior year for being the podcast guy because everyone wanted to talk about me, and the whole school wanted to talk about me all at once. But apparently, someone knew I had a TikTok, and that was funny. Half-Life. This is referring to the Half-Life 2 is a game that Captain Spaceman used to stream on Twitch, and during a stream on Twitch, the whole stream got derailed, and he started photoshopping things on screen that I told him to Photoshop, and that turned into the shirt I was wearing on Sped Gang 2. I'll have to see if I can find the shirt to show you. I don't want to do that right now. But if you've watched Sped Gang 2, you've seen the shirt. It's just like a fever dream, basically, of a shirt. Dust and ashes. Speaking of broken laptops, my laptop's broken right now. There's this game called Lethal League Blaze. Let me pull up this photo while I talk about this, so you guys can get context. I used to play Lethal League Blaze at the time a lot, and I forgot how crappy Bing search is.
Use
Google.
DuckDuckGo.
Here we go. It's this photo right here. This photo right here. This is the photo. This is for context what we're talking about. I sent this photo to a guy. So basically, my school laptop was broken, or it was broken, but it was broken, and I sent it off to get it fixed, and ITD, which is the tech department, put a $50 charge saying the display was broken, and there was nothing wrong with the display. So I sent him an email. This guy's name is Jonathan, and I said, "Would you please mind attaching a photo of where my screen is displayed? I want to make sure that the screen was not displayed on the trip to ITD because it was not damaged before I sent it off." And I sent that email, and he didn't respond within a day. So I sent an email, and it was basically like, if you do not respond, I challenge you to a duel in Lethal League Blaze. And I sent this image right here. And it was just a funny email that I sent. But he got pressed about it. And he talks to Amanda, who's like the head of the thing, and it basically complains to her, and she complains to the tech team teacher, and he basically basically made me issue an apology or whatnot. It's like the only time I've ever apologized for anything.
Really? I mean,
Really?
you were being a man about it. You're being a formal professional about this
So
situation.
true.
Like, let's go ahead and participate in a duel. We can both consent to it, and we can kill each other.
Why did you apologize?
Oh, just because I wanted to stay in tech team, and I thought if I didn't, that Amanda would have made him kick me out of tech team. So I just wanted to stay in. So that's the only reason I did.
Chill.
But it was like, it wasn't very genuine.
Should have been like, I'm
I
sorry.
mean, when I
challenge
say
you
I've never
to a duel.
apologized, like I've apologized for things I need to apologize, like, hitting my brother or things. But when I mean that is, when I say I don't apologize, it's like referring to like political things or people getting mad at like values I have. I like never apologize for that.
Faith.
Just because I don't believe in cowering, and I think it's detrimental towards the movement as a whole if we allow ourselves to be apologetic for pushing the envelope. But yeah, that's basically what this entry is referring to. I think it's a very funny story. I don't think I have the emails anymore because it was on my school email, which is now deleted because I graduated.
Oh wow! So
Prophet
it
Ali.
deletes after that? That's crazy, bro. I actually had no idea.
Yeah, they delete your Google account.
That's so
Wow.
cool. I thought it was there forever.
No.
The school.
Prophet Ali is referring to my old YouTube channel, which was Prophet Muhammad Ali. At the time, I publicized my
Your support for Muslims.
At the time, I publicized the King Full Doyle 1. I was at like 78 subscribers, and I hit 100 subscribers very quickly because of the video being shared around. And I quickly changed my channel to Carter Shaw. But when I reached 100 subs, it was called Prophet Muhammad Ali.
Oh wow!
So
I think,
that's the order.
bro,
Okay.
I remember that actually.
Yeah. So the reason it was that was I just thought it was offensive. It really wasn't offensive, but I just thought it was offensive to Muslims. So I made my name Prophet Muhammad Ali because I was just like, Muslims bad, because I was kind of like a normie con at the time I made the name. Yeah.
What about Prophet?
BB. BB is referring to the name change from Bibleman Fan Club Boys to Bibleman's Battalion, which was just a way that we renamed it to make it sound cooler. Grinch. There's a couple things this could refer to as. One time I cameoed in a Dalton Clodfelter stream whenever he was still on YouTube, and he was doing Omegle trolling, and I joined in as the Goiper Grinch. And it was around Christmas, and I had like a Grinch mask on. I also, during 2021 Christmas, during what year is that? 2023?
Yeah.
What year did I graduate? 2022. Yeah, 2021 Christmas. Has it been that long since I graduated? I guess it has. 2021 Christmas, I did a performance of The Grinch at church and a performance of Grinch with an a cappella group I was in at school. So that's what that's referring to. There's videos of me singing The Grinch on the internet that you can find if you look hard enough. Asian PP. Okay, so if you were wondering why my Smash team got canceled, it is in reference to a tweet that you can't find anymore because my whole Twitter got deleted. But basically, actually, I have a way I can find this. Let me stop the screen. Let me pull up the Twitline real quick. And I'm going to stop the screen share. And then I'm going to pull up Instagram. And then I'm going to log into my Smash Bros account.
So you got canceled by Vince Dow?
No. Actually, I'd have to do that on my phone. I don't know what the login is. Actually, I can just search up the account. Bibleman's Crusader. Let me see if I can find it. I think I posted it on there. I might have posted on something else. Actually, it would have been a story on there, so I would have had to log and look through my story archives. Never mind. But I post so there's this character named Ice Climbers who I used to play, and basically it's like two different characters in one. And they get all the meta game is revolved completely around them grabbing the opponent and then killing you off a grab. But their grab range is the smallest in the game. Let me see if I can find their grab range. Ice Climbers grab hitbox. I might have to look it up on Google because Bing sucks.
Get rid of Bing
see if I can
and
find it.
replace it with DuckDuckGo.
Like 12.
We lost him. Well, people. We're suffering some technical difficulties from the Carter Shaw show, and I don't know when they are coming back, but I know for one thing, Jesus is Lord. And Christ is King.
Hello. Am I back? Hello?
You are back.
Okay. It's not even storming anymore, but my internet went out. Okay. I have my phone on a charger now as a backup now. But we're just gonna try and get this done with the stream should have
The
ended like
lore.
40 minutes ago, but internet issues have been terrible.
We
Oh.
need to finish the lore.
Yeah, this is important.
The
But
globalist elite is trying to stop us, but
basically, I tweeted out,
we're
we had this debate about Ice Climber's graph, and I compared it to the Asian dick. I thought it was really funny. I posted on my Twitter, and it went up on my Twitter, and it was fine for 3 days. And then 3 days later, the Asian shooting, that like one spa that killed like 4 Asian people, that one spa shooting,
yeah.
that started like the Stop Asian Hate thing, that happened 3 days after I tweeted that out. And this guy named Facade, who was in like the rival club, the rival crew named Faking, took this as an opportunity to cancel me because he didn't want me there because all of Faking hated me. So, all Faking and a couple other crews that were in this like group chat trying to cancel me, they all joined my Discord, the team Discord at once, and they started just asking me questions. And it's like, let's see if I can find the links. What's the first thing that was said? So they join. Let me get all this pulled up. I want to find the original thing that matters. None of this matters. Um, okay, that's cool. Basically, they asked me who was in Paris, but I wasn't familiar with like the Kanye "Anyone Was in Paris" thing at the time. Which, by the way, I'll say that from on YouTube, but I want to keep the stream up. But I wasn't familiar with that. I would have answered it straight up if I knew, but I can't open all these things because of the internet. If you want to look at it, just open up the Twit longer. You have the link here. But basically, they asked me who was in Paris, so I just said Thomas Jefferson because he was in Paris during the Revolutionary War. And then they're like, "Didn't that guy own slaves?" And I said something like, "Let me see if I can find it." I said, "Yes, owning slaves was a societal norm as well as was economically necessary." Which in the South you did own slaves because it wasn't industrialized. This is true. And then everyone just started calling me racist. I was just fighting slavery. And I was just like, I'm glad we have slavery out of society, but it was bad, but you guys would all enjoy the time and period as well, which is true. And basically everyone got mad at me for that and asked me to apologize and understand because I don't believe in apologies. And that's where all the issues started. Here you can talk into it longer. It talks about that. Toast is most, which is well known as the Times, most commonly known for making a racist Asian joke on the Bowling Fan Club Twitter. He refused to take it down, thinking he's some sort of conservative hero like Ben Shapiro and the ugly white dudes over crazy for tripling down on this racist statement. You're not cool, you're not funny, you're not brave. You're insulting a race that are literally being hunted down because of the situation around us. After this, he was under attack in his crew's Discord, and he was still defending his tweet. Then he justified literal slavery, which I didn't, and said, "You do it too back then if it was necessary." Huh? No, the North literally went perfectly fine without slavery, because they were industrialized, retard. So your Confederate racist ass should just say you think people of color deserve less. He believed BLM is a terrorist organization as well. So it's just like all of this is like it's a nothing. It's just like nothing, you know. They tried to make something on nothing. I didn't apologize for it because I wasn't in the brain of doing so. And you know they were already trying to get my crew taken down for being Christian, so they just took this opportunity to take it down.
Well, just
And
because of Asians.
yeah, because I made fun of Asian penises. It was just silly, but I wasn't gonna apologize for it. I thought it was funny. Who would forget when he
Also,
said Coke
Asians are
finally passed? Okay, that's kind of messed up, but like I was into dark humor at the
yeah,
time, and it's objectively a funny joke. Um, because like there's a whole thing in basketball
true.
about Kobe not passing the ball, so that's like kind of a funny joke. But I mean, it is messed up.
It
Um,
is.
transphobia. So there's little I don't care about
Base.
pronouns idiocy, which is dumb because every single person uses pronouns. Um, Yeah, I mean, that's true. Every person has pronouns. But the thing is, the reason in which you've made pronouns a popular thing to bring up into discussions is a way to allow self-identification as a way to destroy the paradigm of the binary, and thus allows for you to be the controller of your own destiny and be the self-actualization of which you are able to spread your own mental illness as normal by taking this thing of English that we have pronouns and manifesting it into you being a like proper noun and being something that can be actually described within the English lexicon, even though it's something that's totally made up and manufactured. And it allows you to describe yourself rather than what we used to do, which is just call people he, him, or she, her, based off the fact that they look like a dude or a woman, and you can just tell. So it's like that's and none of the conservatives argue this well. They just say, "Oh, well, pronouns are stupid." But like pronouns are a thing that everyone like uses in English language. It's not an effective argument. What you should be saying
Yeah.
is you shouldn't be able to decide your own pronouns. That people decide your pronouns because man and woman is a definable thing. That should be what their argument, not pronouns are stupid. Like that's just not like an argument that's going to win people over because
Mhm.
it's just silly, you know.
I mean, there's only man and woman. Mm.
Yeah. Um, Please take an English class, you stupid bad word transphobe. He also harassed one of my mutuals for the choice of transition. That's just not true. Um, this like 12-year-old said they were coming out, and this tweet went viral over Smash Twitter. And I literally just tweeted to him, like, "Are you sure about this? You know, you're never going back. You know, if you do this, there's no going back, and a lot of people regret this forever. Are you sure you want to make this decision? And shouldn't you wait until you're older?" And that's literally like all I said. Am I not sharing the right tab, by the way, or am I?
Yeah,
See the form
you were.
here? I am. He was a well transphobe, no transphobe before that SES ban as well. That's true. That's one of the reasons a lot of them tried to take me down. So the reason I made this quit longer is because he told my girlfriend she's overly emotional because she's a woman. Going through his personal Twitter, you can see he believes that women have a role in society to stay in the kitchen, provide for the house, and a bunch of stupid BS. He actually believes that women are not equal to men, are overly emotional, and deserve less.
Women are not equal to men. That's just a basic fact.
He went to the leader of SES claiming a bunch of little BS get fake getting in trouble, which is, yeah, that's true. There were 3 comments on a post on his mother's Twitter. It was her Instagram, not true. Also, there was 3 comments that were left up. My mother said she was deleting comments all day from people from Fake Gang. But she talked to me about it. She called me to her room, and I already knew what was going to happen. I knew someone at some point was saying something to her about the whole situation. I just knew it. I knew how these guys were. I knew as soon as I went to her room what was happening, and she asked me about it, and I just explained it to her, and she was like, "Okay." But she was like, "Yeah, they're harassing me on Instagram," and that upset me because harass me all you want, but don't harass my mother. That's just like too
Harassing,
far.
harassing
And
other parents is that's just messed up.
yeah, there was much more than 3 comments, and one of them was from faking member. Most of them were. We also found his personal Twitter through one of my mutuals. I've never figured out who that mutual was. And he spammed me on Instagram asking who found all this. Then he told all his buddies we doxed him. Okay, that's not why I said we doxed him. I mean, they doxed me. The reason I said they doxed me was because they complained to my school about the whole situation. Said I was a racist, a transphobe, and also said that I was being an ableist because right after this whole thing went on, I released Sped Gang 2. The reason I released Sped Gang 2 was because a lot of people whom I was in cahoots with whenever I was in the Smash community really liked Sped Gang 1. So I made Sped Gang 2, and there was a couple references to Smash in there. Like it says, about to be as masculine as Cloud Strife, which is a Smash character. I mean, he's not from Smash, but he's in Smash. And there's like, cancel the gremlins are weak, you'll do development damage as Smash Bros. Sheik. So, which is a reference to Smash. So it was like still somewhat Smash focused. And I think I was in the editing process at the time this whole thing happened, but I already knew I was gonna get canceled at some point, so I just said, "Go ahead and cancel us. You gremlins are weak." And then they contact my school about the whole thing, and basically my mother, who works at the high school, was afraid for her job. She asked me to take down Sped Gang 2. I took down Sped Gang 1 because I didn't want my sister getting doxxed because she was in Sped Gang 1. I've since edited her out the video and publicized it. But they asked me to take down Sped Gang 2, and I didn't do it. But there was like a time when Spaceman's mother got told about it, and she got involved too because and she was just upset because Spaceman said 2 cuss words in there, which is, I mean, I understand being mad about that. You shouldn't cuss. That's bad.
Yeah,
But
swearing is not cool.
but yeah, like people were saying I was being an ableist by using this sped guy to make this video. It's just like total manufactured BS. So the reason I said I was doxxed was the fact that they like contacted my school, and also I guess the fact that they contacted my mother. Um, and I said I'd pursue illegal action. I mean, I didn't really mean it. I just said that. Um, Also, he's anti-porn, which is fine until he goes around and bullies people for their lives. Don't talk shit if you can't. Oh, I accidentally cussed. My bad. You P-word, butt, bigot, B-made, M-effer. And I made a response thread, but no one cared. No one cared about my response twit longer, which you can't find anymore because my Twitter is gone. But basically, I mean, this whole thing went on, and I was unapologetic for it. And this thing I was working on for like, I think 8 months, it was running, just went away, and I just allowed it to go away. And I was happy for the opportunity to do something more productive. So I've left it all in my past. Everyone thought they were taking something important from me, but I became instantly more happy once I found more productive things to do with my life. So,
I mean, you're producing now the Carter Shaw Show.
exactly.
You're doing way more than you were when you were, gaming Super Smash
Yeah.
Bros.
Let's see. Where's the iceberg? Here it is. First video. Okay. My first video is this video where I talk about my channel, and I said, "Hey guys, it's Enderdroid Gaming," which was my brother's YouTube account, but I had access to his Google account, and originally I was going to upload on his YouTube channel, but I didn't end up doing that. But I was like, "Hey guys, it's Enderdroid Gaming, and this is the start of a new life." The video name was "Start of a New Life," and it was just like I'll be uploading gaming content, things like Madden, and it was like Madden Mobile is what I had. Things like Madden Mobile, Injustice Mobile, which is what I had, um, among other things. But there's a frame in the video where I'm recording myself, or I'm not recording myself. I don't show myself in the video, but I'm like I'm pointing it's not a phone, but it's like a tablet, and I'm pointing it this way. And my door is like completely glass, and I'm pointing it at the door. And you can just see the reflection on the door. And I'm just completely shirtless. And you can like see my rib cage and stuff. That video is not public. It's never going public, but it's really funny. What's weird is I don't know why I was shirtless. There was a babysitter there who was like 17 or 16, maybe
Maybe
15.
it
Like
was
she was not
hot
old.
that day in the room.
It was probably hot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I did that, but like she was like 15 and I was like 13. She wasn't in the room with me, but I just don't know why I had my shirt off. It's just weird. But yeah, that's my first video ever. Important lore there. The Sabbath. Let me see if you find this for me. The Sabbath. Smash.gg. Let's see if I can find it. No, Smash.gg is a site where Smash tournaments are held. Here's about your privacy. Reject. The Sabbath. Here it is, February 28th, 2021. The Sabbath tourney. This is a tourney I made with to make the crew more popular, and I invested like $25 into this tourney. I made a $25 prize pool, and we got a lot of good players in there. But the thing that happened was, one, it was storming really badly, and two, I fell asleep. So the tourney happened. I woke up an hour after the tourney was scheduled, with big players waiting in my Discord asking me what's going on. You see a bunch of DQs because of that. But I eventually get it started, but I had to wait 30 more minutes because I couldn't start the thing because my internet was gone, basically. But yeah, this whole thing happened, and I don't remember if the whole tourney, because I streamed the whole tourney. I don't remember if that video is still public or not. But basically, this guy his name is now Balls Cage, I guess.
Why?
It used to be at the time. But Mouse was definitely the best player in the tourney, but he had a bad matchup, so he lost the tourney. But he's definitely the best player. This other guy is really good too. But yeah, it was a good tourney.
So why did you
fun.
name it the Sabbath?
So
Why
it
did
because
you?
it was named the Sabbath because it was happening on Sundays, and because it was like Christian themed, and the whole Smash Bros was like Christian thing. So it was named Sabbath, this Sabbath tourney. And
But
basically,
the
there wasn't any.
Sabbath is on a Saturday, and Sunday is the first day of the week.
Okay, I'm not going into the whole historiography of why the Sabbath happens on Sunday and not the Saturday, but we're not getting into that right now. But here's like the banner for that. It's like 20. That's a pretty good banner. This is what it looked like. I liked it. I think Lizard Logan made this. Yeah, tournament will happen at 6 p.m. EST. It happened at 7, I believe. Yeah, first place got 14, second place got 7, third place got 4. But this is like a Insta Smash ranked server. I mean, Insta Smash ranked tourney, and I mean it was a bit rough for my first tourney, and I plan on doing more, but it was going to be a monthly tourney. So, but soon after this, I think it was like March 1st was when I got canceled by Smash Twitter. And when I say I got canceled by Smash Twitter, I mean like big commentators, people like Arbiter Skyward, which is a big Smash commentator now. He was involved in the drama. Like there's big names that were involved in the drama. Like the tweet I made got like the original Asian penis tweet got like 60,000 impressions, which is big for Smash Twitter.
Wow.
So, but yeah,
you were famous.
Tater Tot stream. This is a reference to a stream I made with like 12 viewers, where I was home alone and I had to cook food, and I didn't know how to operate an oven. And Mama Bigfoot, which is the organizer of 76 Fest, helped me figure out how to operate the oven over live stream.
Wow.
And it made tater tots. That's basically that. Mr. D,
wish I had
Mr.
that
D's,
oven.
Mr. D's bro. That's referring to Mr. Decapitated, and for some reason people say he's my brother. I don't know why. I wish David was still here because I think he's the one that started that rumor. But in case anyone was wondering, we are not related. No opinion because of white. This is lore that only I know, but I've always done choir, or throughout my whole high school, I did choir. I did choir throughout elementary. I've been doing choir since kindergarten, like church choir. But I did choir at school since freshman year. And my freshman year was when I became red pilled. That's when I found an Owen Schroyer compilation on YouTube and became red pilled. I think my first exposure to right wing content was anti-feminist SJW video that was made by this guy named Neat Mike, which was a Rocket League YouTuber, and he just randomly made an anti-SJW SJW compilation, and I watched it, but I didn't know what that really was. I was just like, oh, people are crazy and get offended about things. Cool. And then randomly, maybe like a couple weeks later, because of that being watched, I get recommended Owen Shore Destroys People with Facts and Logic. And I clicked on the video. I remember exactly where I was when I watched it. I remember at the time I was writing a paper for English in 9th grade, and it was about um Colin Kaepernick's protest. This was like 3 years after they happened, but we still had an English assessment on it. And I started out the paper and it said like Obama was an amazing president, blah 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 blah. And I watched the video, and immediately I go to my paper and I erase it. Obama was terrible. Here is blah 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 stat about the economy, blah 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 stat about economy, blah blah about Obama being terrible, blah 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 blah. And it was just me like full of facts, just destroying Obama.
So you were a Obama shill at one point.
I mean, I didn't really know much. I just thought he was like a good speaker, like most people. But that's how I became red pill. Basically, was Owen Schroyer compilations, and then I went down the rabbit hole from there. I started watching Alex Jones and Owen Schroyer, and then I branched back into Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder. I eventually left Ben Shapiro because Ben Shapiro talked about Alex Jones. But I still watch Steven Crowder. I watched a lot of Caitlin Bennett and this guy named Sinatra Says. And when I was watching Sinatra Says, a John Doyle abortion video popped up. It was the one where these like parents were telling their kids about abortion. And I thought it was a Sinatra Says video, so I clicked on the recommended. And it wasn't a Sinatra Says video, it was John Doyle. That's the first video of his I watched. And then from there, that's when I became radicalized.
Too
I think
bad we lost John Doyle.
the video that really set it in stone for me was this video where he goes over the Frankfurt Institute, and that's when I started leaving my libertarian phase, because I realized that the manifestation of I basically reasoned the logic about how the manifestation of small government talking points has manifested the things of which society that we don't like today. And that basically manifested just because of me hearing the fact that the Frankfurt Institute psyoped the conservative movement into buying into small government talking points. And that basically was what started the red pill train. And from there, I basically just red pilled myself for the most part. I know a lot of people get like red pilled by like Nick Fuentes, or some people got red pilled by John Doyle, and John Doyle did red pill me to a large extent. But by the time I agreed with Nick Fuentes or whatnot, or like these other dissident right figures, it was before I even started watching them. I just reasoned myself towards that way, basically.
Yeah. I got red pilled by Ridicule Politics.
Really?
After Jan 6, yeah.
Anyways, this has nothing to do with what I'm talking about here. But I became red pilled, and within like 3 weeks, within like a week of watching it, I was debating people on stuff. I was debating people on like rape culture and things that people talked about at the time. And I remember I was in theater at the time, and I got in this big argument with this girl named Trinity about rape culture. Well, Trinity makes a Snapchat group about the choir. It's like a choir group, and I didn't get invited to the group, but eventually, somehow, some way, I think this guy named Daniel told me about the group, and then he added me, and then I joined, and they started making fun of this teacher, the choir director named Miss Dennis, and a lot of people didn't like Miss Dennis. I didn't mind her, but they like were calling Dennis a menace, and I didn't really care. But I was basically just
Boomer.
defending. I was basically saying, like, you can get mad at her critiquing the way in which you're singing, but it's like she wouldn't have anything to critique if you practice more or whatever. Because I was a bit frustrated. I will say the way she like got the choir's attention was very annoying, and I don't feel like she never had good control of the room. And she had to do like very annoying things to get control. Like she'd like press a piano key over and over and tell everyone to shut up.
That's the thing about women; they cannot.
And she'd like yell at people. Like, yeah, that's the thing about women is if they're bossy, they come across as like a female dog. But yeah, but like I still defended her, and I was like, well, let's just practice up and get ready for choir, because we had a Christmas performance soon. And basically they said like, you have no opinion because you're a freshman. And I said something like, oh, well, isn't that like oppression or whatever? And they were like, boy, you can't ever be oppressed because you white. And this was some like fat white girl saying that. And
Wow.
I screenshot the chat because I thought it was just really funny. And they were like, oh, he's telling on us, Miss Dennis. And I was just like, no, I'm just screenshotting because I think it's funny. And this whole thing went on where they're just like making fun of me. And basically, this is like the red pill was just like knowing the fact that like white people are an oppressed group was just that dynamic was just being in a group and then being made fun of basically for being white, said I didn't have an opinion because of that. That's basically it.
Anti-white rhetoric has
Yeah.
gotten so out of control. Now Stanford is going full in diversity and only allowing black surgeons now. And non-whites are banned.
And
whites are banned.
This extended into the Christmas performance. It was before the Christmas performance. We went to like go perform at like a nursery with like disabled people and old people. And we go there perform, and there's this girl named Ashley, whom was one of the main people arguing with me in the group chat. And I eventually got kicked out of the group chat, by the way. And yeah, we were arguing, and she posted something. I think I called her a thought. She said she wasn't a thought. And then she posted her on Snapchat being like, after she like hugged some like autistic autistic boy, and then I responded again, and I said, "You're a thought." And I was on the bus. She was, and I was near the like the middle back, and she's just sitting in the back, and I just hear her start like typing like frantically, and she starts typing up something. I don't remember what she typed, but then I sent this image of Patrick Star with a rocket launcher that said "Thought Destroyer," and I sent that to her, and then I just owned her. That was like my first
Wow.
first trolling liberals epic style, and it became an addiction. Now I'm here. Now I'm just trolling and owning liberals on the daily. It's just an addiction now. I get a dopamine hit every time I destroy a liberal with facts and logic, and it just happens so
Wow.
often that it's just like, man, everyone's like smoking weed or all this stuff to get the dopamine hit or watching porn, but I don't need that stuff. I'm always up and I'm always destroying people with facts and logic. And
You get your dopamine by destroying liberals and loving Jesus.
So true. So true. But yeah, that was like my first red pill.
Faith.
There's probably some stuff I'm forgetting on the tier list, on this iceberg that I forgot. I kind of created this like an hour before I started on live. Yeah, I started working on it at 6, 8, and I went live at 8. So it's about like an hour and 2 minutes is when I started working on it.
Right.
And I had a bit of a reference because JPEG made an iceberg for me, but I thought it was a bit incomplete. So I had some things to go off of. Most of the stuff was just me just off the head thinking of things to add. Why was Big Nick was live?
Yeah, he was on. He had an Instagram live.
What did he talk about?
He was in there with David talking about John Wick or something like that.
Yeah, I got the lore, man. I'm like the lore master. I got so much lore, and some of the stuff I'm never gonna tell you about. There's this one thing that only me and JPEG know about, but I'm just not gonna tell you. I just think it's funny if I just bring it up and don't tell anyone. It's objectively funny.
Classified.
But I just know, like it's something I'd like to tell people because I think it's something funny. But I just know if I say it, it's something I'm never gonna hear the end of, so I'm just not gonna bring it up. So yeah.
So are you going to add more to the lore when you think about new stuff or something, or think about the past?
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? I'm a busy guy. I might I don't know. That's a good question. Because sometimes like a lot of high school becomes a blur, unfortunately. But so much stuff happened in high school. It was just like on the daily, something else was happening, just because I was like the most controversial figure in high school. And there was actually, maybe not. There was this guy who might be more controversial because he started a petition to ban trans people, basically. Because this trans person I hate using that term. This dude who thought he was a girl. No, girl who thought he was a dude. Girl who thought she was a dude. Yeah, girl who thought she was a dude was using the men's restroom. And usually she used the art hall bathroom because no one goes in there. It was like dirty. No one ever goes in art hall bathroom. But instead she used the regular bathrooms in the English hall. And some dude found her in there and took a photo of the person in the bathroom. And then that person got in trouble because they took a photo of someone in the bathroom. Then this guy, I think his name was Jack, creates a petition to ban. I think I was like either ban trans people from the bathroom or ban them from school. And he got like kicked off the football team for doing it, and I think he got expelled too. So stuff happens.
Have you reached out to Jack recently?
No, I don't talk to Jack. I don't know if that's his name. I don't remember his name. But that was basically the most controversial guy in high school. I don't even think that's disputed, really. I don't know if I'm like schizophrenic or if it's like my schizophrenia or autism. But I felt like every time I walked somewhere, someone was like thinking something about me. It might just be my autism, but it like, quite often a high frequency of me just walking past people, and then I could just notice the way in which they acted would shift from how they were acting before because they saw me. So I basically was just like this like radioactive figure, you could say, and it just became funny. Like there's these stories of like me being in school and people like asking me random stuff. They'll be like, Carter, what do you think about the Salem witch trials? Or people like like putting things in my mouth. Like they're like there's this woman who's just like she said something and she was like, oh, that's okay, Carter, because you hate women, right? And I was just like, okay. I mean, I didn't know how to respond to that, but I think I might have just said yes. I don't remember. But there was like this other instance where I was on a group of show choir. I wasn't in show choir. I wasn't gay, but I was in the acapella group and we went to the same competition. And there's a lot of people in the acapella group that was in show choir, and I was in the show choir chanting room, and this guy who's like kind of a gay. He's kind of a giga chad. He was this guy I was like really good friends with in 7th and 8th grade, but he starts like play fighting with a woman, and he was just like he was just like she was or yeah, this girl was like screaming like Carter, Carter, go tell someone or something. Like they were playing around, but she's like Carter, and he was like, hey, you're not gonna tell anyone, you hate women or something like that. And it's just like stuff like that would happen all the time, where someone would, like gaslight me into like something that I didn't say, or they'll just assume I thought stuff just because people are just talking about me all the time, and it's just like funny. I don't know. There's something funny about being like I don't know. There's something like addicting about people not liking you. I've gotten
How
better
often were you bullied in high school?
in high school. Not often. It depends on what you say about bullying, but in elementary school I was, but high school not often. I mean, if you mean like people like verbally demeaning me, um, not they didn't really like demean my appearance or anything. I mean, sometimes they say, like you're like ridiculous or whatever, but like by the time you're a senior, most people are past bullying, I'd say. Also, I live in a very nice community, so it didn't happen often. But
living in a nice community in Mississippi, that's rare to find these days.
Yeah, but I was basically the highest talk in the school. I'd get reported to school admin all the time about like the most silly things. Like one time I got reported for supporting rape, which is something I didn't do because I said in the online comment section that I support marital or not that support, but that I don't think marital rape is a real thing, which is true. I think once you are married, the context of having sex is implied because sex is inseparable from marriage because sex is a bondage of flesh that happens after you have been like bonded through marriage and become one, and it's just the further kindling of your bondage. And I mean that's like basically that. I believe that consent is implied within marriage. So that's basically it. And somebody reported me to school admin for supporting rape, which is not something I said at all. But things like that happen all the time. These 3 girls also reported to me for being sexist to school admin, even though school admin can't do anything about that.
Sexism isn't real.
It's just like things like that happen all the time, and it's just silly. I remember there's this one time where I was talking to this girl about like my choir trip one morning, and I said like nothing wrong, and then that night I get home and her brother is like acting to beat me up, and he's like, I was like, why? Basically, I was just like, I don't know who you are, what your issue is, and he was like, you're the issue, you're sexist and racist or whatnot, and you do blah 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 blah. And he never did it, by the way. He never beat me up. There were a lot of instances like that where people would challenge me to fights, and I take them up, and then they just wouldn't do it. Especially after the tier list video, I got DM'd by at least 12 people, and I'd like respond to all of them, and then they just wouldn't do it. People are just
that tells you that they were true cowards. They tried to start something up and then they ran away
Yeah, it's
from the
because
fight.
all the Sigma Giga Chads supported me. They all knew I was cool, so they supported me. You know, all the lame losers and coomers and simps hated me. The simps didn't like me. The Antifa fags didn't like me, bro. I'm cool.
How many purple hair women were there in your high school?
Yeah, they need to, not many, but the people that did, they all need to find God. God is good. God is great. Let me see if I can find the DMs. Actually, never mind. He did me on my old political account. That's gone now. So never mind. But yeah, like I got like things all the time about like people saying stuff about me. What was funny was there's like girls who don't like me now or on the shows and wouldn't communicate with me now, but sources and people around them would tell me the fact that like they liked me, which is very funny. It's like there's you see it play out in like society and like movies all the time where it's like women like the bad boys or whatever, but it's really just that women like mysterious. They like men that are mysterious. They also like men who can defend them, and they also, to be honest, even if they don't like to admit it, they do like men whom are willing to like restore them in their place. That's why women dress like a lot. That's why like um women who don't have fathers dress like sluts, is because by dressing that way, they're trying to attract the male attention they didn't have. So women really like this, like, and that's like where like this whole thing of like calling men daddy or whatever. That's where that's become popularized, is because women do like having like a male figure whom is the leader in the relationship, but they also at the same time want to maintain the control of the relationship because they have been they have been they have been convinced that it's so through their sinful desire to destroy the hierarchy that exists. And this hierarchy, and this is talked about in Genesis 3, where God said to the woman, and I'm paraphrasing here, that she was trying to avoid man's hierarchy. And this is something that exists because as a way to enable sinful nature and sinful desires, convinces women that's a good thing to try and be free and living independently. But at the end of the day, women still do have like a biological attraction to that. So it was very funny, like all these women whom didn't like me, or at least like would be very public about the fact that they didn't like me, were very they for one always want to be around me. They were always talking to me, or something of that sort. Like it's like if you don't like me so much, why are you always talking about me, huh? You know?
That's
Yeah.
because you need a father figure or a man figure.
So, stuff like that is just funny. Stuff happens in high school, just stuff that people don't like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's the end of the stream.
All right.
I don't really have anything else to talk about. I'm sure there's other stuff I can talk about, but I'm just not thinking about it.
Plus, this stream is over 2 hours.
Yeah, this is the first time I've streamed in a while. In case you weren't here for the first part of the stream, the reason I haven't streamed in a while is because I'm out of the news loop and I'm focusing my efforts on editing a video, which is going to be a very good video. I hope to get that video out by at least Wednesday, and I think I can. I'm just not sure on how much my computer screen being broken is going to limit my ability to edit. So we'll find that out tomorrow whenever I'm editing. But thank you guys for tuning in. At one point, I think we had 10 viewers, which is the most we've had on stream active for a while now. So I'm very glad for everyone that showed up. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you Goose for joining earlier. Thank you for David. Thank you for Crab Spaceman, and thank you Jonathan Azell for joining.
You're welcome.
Very happy to have you guys on, or any engagement I can with my fans at any time. You guys are some great people, very fine people, have the best fans, and I think everyone has a voice that's deserved to be shared. Actually, that's not true. I think all my fans have a voice that's deserved to be shared, if you're not a subscriber, your voice is irrelevant, and no one should
Your
listen to you.
voice is dead
Other than
to
that,
Carter.
check out my link below if you're interested in any more content. I have a make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit a notification bell. I have a video coming out soon that I think you'll very much so like. I think that video hopefully goes like hopefully it brings some viewers because it's like I feel like it's a type of video that bring in a lot of viewers, but you never know with these type of things. I don't even know if my channel is like blacklisted or anything like that. I'm not really
Probably
sure.
is.
But other than that, thank you guys for tuning in to the Carter Shaw War explanation for the Carter Shaw iceberg. There's so much stuff that's gone on these past 4 years, and these years coming up, I just hope it's a whole lot more. The Carter Shaw expedition against the satanic world and the expedition of God against the evil that is among us through his soldiers is not just starting now. It has started before, and it is still commencing, and more is to come. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Yep.
Make sure you're going to church every week and you're in touch with the Lord. Pray every day, read the Bible every day, whatever it takes, and be ready for things that are going to come towards you. Because if you're a Christian and if you are a good person, you will at some point be canceled by whether it's publicly, whether it's by your family, whether it's online. Something of some sorts will cancel you, and the cancellations are just going to get more and more threatening. So just be ready to be able to sacrifice all your fleshly desires for that of God, and do not cower or apologize for defending the Lord. With that, I'm Ending the Live. Thank you for tuning in.